Alright, CSS battle time. Let's do this. Okay, so we have a curve here, and then we have this box popping up here. We have a triangle. So part of me wants to make this triangle something like a lower layer, like just a box that's underneath, and then have like the body be this line right here that masks it, rather than it be its own like conic gradient or border. Well, it could be a border thing. If we did border, that might actually be better, because what I could do is I can play with the widths of the other borders and make the element this big to mask this thing right here. Sounds tricky though. I think just making a box and then covering it, so this being the higher layer rather than this. Actually, I lied. I do want this to be the upper layer. I just had an idea. But that would be a lot of it'd be stacking two gradients to make that triangle, and then oh shoot. So my idea for doing this lower element is doing a small box with the border radius, but just make it really small, and then do a box shadow for this, because when you do box shadow and expand the radius, the border radius disappears. I found this out on accident on another one, and it was very disappointing when that happened. But here, I think I can exploit it. But I need that to be the lower element because, well, because it has to be lower so that this box that I'm expecting to make right here doesn't mask the triangle. The triangle has to be on top. All right, here's my idea. What I'm gonna do, I think what I will do is we are going to hit and we're gonna do box shadow of this green color. 50M. Right? Okay. And then I don't know if that's going to work just on its own. I was hoping that would color it in on its own, but I think actually it's full width right now, so let's give it a margin and see if it is working. Okay. So my thought is but it's still going to be white on the middle. Okay, so I do have to give it a background no matter what. All right, let's do it. Background is going to be green. There we go. And we have our box shadow going. Let's actually change this color so we can... Oh yeah, because we've got a margin. Okay, good. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of a border. Border radius. And we're going to do like 10 pixels or something. Right? Nice little rounding on it. And let's shrink it down more with this. Okay, not 150, 120. All right. By like 140. I might, you know what? No, I don't need to do position fixed. I don't actually have to do that. Yes, I do, because I want the body to be bigger than the margin if I do it this way. Then I could just use padding and margin. Now I'm adding padding. That seems excessive for this. Think it through, man. Think it through. All right, let's go 180, 170. There we go. Nice little box. I think actually I do want it a little bit smaller. Something like that. And if we do a rotate of 45 degrees. Oh. How did I delete that so easily? All right, rotate 45 degrees this time. Okay, so let's look at our diff. And we just need to margin it over a bit. So top and bottom is good. Left is going to be less, but what we're going to do is first work with the right, and if I have to do position fixed anyways, yeah, I already don't like this. All right. Uh, 20. Why is it uneven with that padding and position fixed? Border radius, rotate. Not sure. Okay. Let's margin it into place. Do 10. Why is it such weird numbers? I think it's because I don't have... Okay. So I think you see a padding of 15, top and bottom, should be making it... Oh, great. I think our box shadow's still there. I want a square, you know? I really do want an actual square, and having the padding set the same top, bottom, left, right should give me a square, not a rectangle. So why we're getting a rectangle with a position fixed on this is curious. If I do that, what we have now is, yeah, everything's a mess because we have the body overwriting the HTML element. Alright, so now we're selecting HTML. Huh. Why is it not a square? Why would I have to do like 10 by 15 or 10 by 15? You know, like that's a square now. Curious. Okay. Let's just see if this even works. 135. Okay, at least this way, it looks like... Oh. That's a touch better. I guess I don't want it to be... Oh, I do want to expand this to 12 by 17. There. All right. 210. Okay. That looks decent. Now let's write a second box shadow here. Let's see if this works. We want like negative 50 pixels. Negative 50 pixels. So it's moving up and to the left. And then we want 0 blur. And then we want like 20 pixels expansion. And I have to remember which one goes on top. Oh, click and drag stopped working on the computer again. I have my backup mouse. Come on. There we go. Okay, good. That's what I was wanting. But we still have the border radius. It didn't work before, and oh my gosh. Huh. Well, that's disappointing. Because I had another solution where if it had kept the border radius, it would have been great. And it didn't keep it there. When I did the expansion, it didn't keep the border radius. I was really counting on that here. Okay. All right. Okay. Is it because I have this one here? Nope. Doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Well, you think you learned something, but it was actually a bug. Frustrating. So I have to have an element with border radius. I have to have two squares that look roughly the same size, but they're on different levels. So what this is going to mean now, let's get rid of this box shadow. All right. I'm okay with this background. We are going to do, oh, we do actually need that big box shadow to use the HTML for this. We don't need a position fixed anymore. On this one, padding in the margin, let's get rid of that for the moment. Yeah, we're going to do the borders trick with like a P tag now for the triangle. It's going to be on top. It's going to be its own thing. The body will have the border radius. I don't think a border radius will matter with the borders trick. So at least we won't have to unset that. We'll find out. We'll find out. Okay. All right. So let's take this off. We have our background. We have our rotate. I'm actually going to pull that off too. Because what we're going to do is turn the background to this. The mouse is being weird again. I don't like it. The trackpad, actually, it's the trackpad, just does extra stuff. Yeah. And then we're going to have our box shadow. I could do a border or a box shadow. Let's do border. Let's do border because we are going to be rewriting the border in the oh no, I don't want it in the body tag. Oh, I won't need it. I can do it. This is fine. We're actually going to leave that and ampersand because we don't want to rewrite everything. Yeah, we're going to do it that way. So we're going to be like 200% or 50 EM. The same number of characters, doesn't matter. Solid and green. I clicked it. I promise I clicked it. Oh my gosh. I am all over. That was rough. Okay. 40, 30, 20, 10. Okay, I see what's happening. Alright. No. That was the wrong way to go. Pixels. Let's actually see if we can smash it down with just this to the right. since we can't get a square with it, this might not work because I'd have to do different borders. Negative margin. Negative margin will make it work. Margin. So we're going to want on the sides, on top and bottom we'll want negative, so negative 50. Yeah, alright, okay. Not quite that much. 20 pixels by, okay, we don't want that. 0. Actually, the negative 20 seems to be okay, so let's jump this up. 40, 30. Okay. Oh, wait, let's get the left-right dimensions to where we think we need them. 180. I think about right there. And then if we jump this up to like negative 60. Oh, it's doing left and right at the same time. There we go. That's much better. Alright, 170. Okay. 160. 165 might be the number. I kind of want to get it pretty close before I rotate it, just because once you rotate 45 degrees, there we go. We need a much bigger border to expand out, but you know, now we have our numbers. So if I go up by 215, I can make this by 100. 20. Why is it no longer working anymore? Okay. This is wild. 50. Negative 100. Okay. I'm doing this. At least it matched up. Let's take our small blessings here. If only I could do a box shadow with that one, but you know, because it's right there, but I can't. That won't work. Okay. So we have that in place. We can take the pixels off of here, and we can actually do that. Now, if we select the body, what I'm gonna do is radius. It's gonna be like 10 pixels, and then we're gonna give it a background of this green. Let's see where it shows up. I think it'll be just, yeah, right there. So we might be able to just margin this down into place. 10. All right. Can I scrunch it into that corner? Let's go negative 20. Let's go 10. 20. Okay. So the right actually needs to be like negative 20. And then the bottom needs to be, nope. Okay, now we're getting expansion. Alright. It's too late for me to be playing these games to save a few characters. Position, fixed. And then we're going to go padding. This one better be square when I do it. 10, 20. There we go. That's about right. Margin. 10, 20. Okay, alright, we can get this. 20, nope. There we go, that might be about right. Very close. Just a few more pixels. I think actually if we turn this to 15, that's too small. That's too far now. Oh, that's way too far. Okay. It might actually have been the other way to move it. Yep. There we go. Ooh, that looks even better. But I'm worried whenever you get an odd number like that. Let's actually expand this up a bit because it doesn't matter how big this one is. Alright. Move it 6, 7, 8. There we go. That looks good. Feels like a hot mess, though. Let's make a p tag. Let's select it to style it with the nesting. What I'm thinking... Oh, the border trick. We do border. Let's say 0 solid. The reason I'm saying 0 is because I'm going to do border width later, and so I don't need characters here. And then it's going to be... Man, I'm not good at this border one. Because you make one border the color, the black, gray color, right? And then you set the other borders to be the green color. But their width is different than the other border, and what it does is it skews the angles where they meet up together, and then the element itself has to have 0 width. And actually, for this, I don't want the element to have 0 width, and then the borders, their width is what determines the dimensions of the triangle. I'm faster with a conic gradient and padding this thing. Let's do that. Conic gradient, and what we're going to do is we're going to do this, and it's going to be to 25%, and then we're going to do this to 0, right? So we got that, and we're going to say from, I don't know, 90 degrees. Let's just see where that turns it. Let's margin this up so we can actually see it. Okay. There we are. Oh, let's actually, instead of doing green, we're going to do transparent. That doesn't work because I need... Oh, I know why. I know what I'm going to be doing. It's okay. We're good. We're good. I want to see the edges of this one, so I'm going to do a border, 1 pixel solid red. Okay. See what I'm going with here? What we're going to do is right now the gradient is in the middle. We don't want it in the middle. As at 10Q. Okay. Which way is it moving? 30, 40, 50. I want it to be... Okay. Actually, before I do that, I think what I need to do is figure out 35? No. 45. No. 0. There it is. Okay. I want the opposite of 0, so 180. I want it like that. And then I want... Where'd my border go? Oh, period. Makes it weird. Alright, so I see where my element is. What I want this to be... I think I need to unrotate this. Okay. I don't want rotate to carry on down, but it is. Oh, well, forget it. Rotate 0. That didn't do it. Okay. That's not right. Still not right. Okay. That's how it should be with the gradient I wrote. It should be in this orientation. Oh no, but I flipped it around. Okay, so I just want this to be square, and then I can change this to, instead of 180, okay, that's 90. 135. Okay, perfect. Let's just change the 20Q. Okay, that's the top bottom. 0, 20Q. Actually, you know what? Let's just stick with pixels. Okay. Okay, so actually I want 50%. There we go. And then not 20 pixels, 10. Oh, it's doing it from that side. I've got it all backwards. 120. I am really fighting with this, aren't I? 30. A lot of extra characters doing it this way because I'm all turned around right now. Let me tell you. All right, so margin is at -100, but left right, let's move it 50. Oh God, that's not left right. I just want the orientation to go back to nothing. You know what? This is 5 characters. No, that's not what I did there, guys. Oh gosh. Rotate, unset. Unset, you would think should flip it back to square. But it is not. For crying out loud. Hold on. Mouse is doing funny things again. Took the padding and the conic gradient off. Okay. Okay. Fine. Let's just figure out the margin with this silliness. 180 to 200. Somewhere around in there. 210. And let's go 80. Nope. -50. 80. 40. 230. 210. Oh boy. I'm just trying to put the stinking triangle into place. And I'm gonna have to move it around. I actually need to move this smaller. I hate spinning things and then trying to margin it into place. Like, my brain does not work with the you know, stepping it in 2 different axes to move it laterally. Like, I mean, I'm pretty close right there, but there it is. Okay, wait. Let's look at our diff. We're not far off. Is my triangle too big? My triangle's slightly too big. I think I need to move it down. Okay. 52, 53. Oh, this is not gonna work. It is too big on the bottom, too big on the top. Okay. Oh, it needs to be bigger now. Let's take our border off because we can kind of see what we're working with now. I need a bigger triangle. Okay. 50. That makes it a bigger triangle. Now it needs to move Needs to move up. I don't like this at all. Don't rotate your elements, guys. Okay. Okay, just hit submit, don't touch it. This was a mess. This was a huge mess. 99.9. Alright, I gotta try at least a little bit. But I hate having to move two characters because I made bad choices. I made very bad choices. That was where I was at already, right? 99.9. It's okay. It's okay. I fought way too hard at this. That was awful. That was truly bad. And it's okay. Ooh, actually, you know what we're gonna do? Oh, I can't even click drag. This laptop is like on its way out. What we can do is put the gradient at the end, and we can do that. Poor decisions were made. And I'm okay. I'm okay with it. It's like almost midnight. I need to go to sleep. I'm not going to come up with anything better. Or actually, I probably could, but it involves a rewrite. It's too late. I made my bed. Let's lie in it. 279. Ew. Some days you win, some days you don't. Okay. I thought I'd already click submit to see that it went through at 99.9. Alright. Well, good enough. Alright, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.